Cuisine in Marshfield, Massachusetts. Today, I will prepare for you. It's a version of macaroni and cheese without the macaroni. It's spaghetti squash mac and cheese. So the spaghetti squash is taking the place of the pasta. This is a great dish for a few different reasons. It's vegetarian, which is nice, but also it's gluten-free because there's no pasta. So you get a lot of that comfort food feeling without some of those other things people with dietary restrictions or just like to eat a certain way. This is a perfect dish for that. The inspiration behind this dish really came from my wife, Maureen, who is my inspiration for most everything. You'll see her in just a few minutes. But also just my love for that really kind of down-home cooking. You know, the macaroni and cheese thing goes way back in my career, and I like to continue that through menus that we do seasonally and so forth. So to start, mac and cheese is a very simple dish. For me, it always starts with garlic, heavy cream, some type of cheese blend that you like. You can make it however you want. In this particular dish, we're going to start with the spaghetti squash. Very simple. For those of you who may not have roasted spaghetti squash before, it's, for me, a set it and forget it type of thing. I simply take large spaghetti squash, very simple, cut it in half, which I'll do right now. So then you have two halves. And I don't season it at this point. I don't even oil it. I know that sounds counterintuitive. However, there's quite a bit of moisture in these. So when you roast these, they'll go 450 for about 45 minutes. And literally all of this solid mass here will turn into spaghetti strings. So I just put this flat side face down on a pan, pop it in the oven, 45 minutes, take it out, let it cool down, you're ready to go. I have roasted squash right here. Notice the sticker's still on the outside. The seeds are in here still. So what I do is I like to use my favorite utensil, which is my hand and the glove. And then you just reach in there and kind of scrape all the seeds out. And then you're left with just that mass that I was talking about here. Now when you take, you can either run your finger right between the hard skin and the spaghetti itself, or you can use a spoon. Either way, again, I like using my hand. Scrape that out. In this particular case, I'm going to go right into the saute pan that we're going to make the dish with. So, just making a single serving here. So you probably can get 2 servings out of a half. So a full-size spaghetti squash like this should make about 4 portions. Very cost effective. Can't give away all the trade secrets, okay? So the next thing I'll do is, so I have my saute pan, have my spaghetti squash. Like I said, mac and cheese, I always start with a fair amount of minced garlic. See that? Olive oil. And of course, salt and pepper. Put that on the stove. Get that going. I'm going to tilt the screen down so you can kind of see that a little bit. Just put it behind me. So I'm going to let that saute for, now mind you, the spaghetti squash is already cooked. We're going to let that go for just a couple of minutes, get those flavors together between the garlic and the olive oil and the salt and pepper. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm going to go over to my fryer. Now, I know everybody doesn't have a fryer at home. And I'm going to drop cauliflower flowerets. Now, these are raw. They'll go right into the oil. And it takes maybe 2 minutes in the fryer. They brown up and they start to soften up nicely. If you have an air fryer at home, you can do this in an air.
Is he frozen for everybody? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're live now. Yep.
Okay, great. So just sauteing the spaghetti squash, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. I'm gonna drop the cauliflower in the fryer. Like I said, if you have an air fryer, you can do this. You can shallow fry this in a saute pan with just a little bit of olive oil. It'll probably take a little bit longer. In the meantime, I'm gonna let that go, turn the heat down just a little bit. So while the cauliflower is frying, I can kind of work on the sauce a little bit. Heavy cream, probably about half a cup, maybe a little bit more. I'm just going to let that kind of simmer, reduce a little bit, kind of start to thicken up. All those flavors are getting into the cream. That is the base of the sauce. Once that reduces down a little bit, I add a little bit. This is our house hot sauce that we make. It's you can use whatever your favorite hot sauce is and blend it with melted butter. That is, I know, very heart healthy. That is the base of this buffalo sauce that we make. You can see that behind me. It's just starting to get together. I don't know how your picture is. A little bit of that buffalo sauce. Or to your taste, however you feel like spicy, go nuts with it. You just like a little hint of that buffalo sauce, maybe not so much. And then for this dish, and again, mac and cheese, whatever cheese you like for a blend. This one's pretty simple. I use shredded Parmesan. Nice healthy handful. Key on the healthy. And then a little bit of mozzarella. So the Parmesan brings that salt element to it, gives it that kind of bite, whereas the mozzarella kind of gives it that, once it melts down, gives that creaminess. So every time you take a bite, you see those strings of cheese. That's like the money shot on a mac and cheese right there. Okay, so I'm going to check my cauliflower. So, golden brown, see that? It's nice and tender. It's gonna go right in there. That's almost, let's say, the meat of the dish, the vegetarian dish, okay? Nice rich sauce. Toss that all around, let all those flavors get together. And I'll tell you, I've had a lot of people eat this dish. Most of them not vegetarian. Some people are turned off by the idea of a vegetarian dish if you're not vegetarian. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is, and I'm not saying this because I love it, I'm saying it because this is what they keep telling me. This dish is a win. You make this any holiday party as a side, just for dinner, whatever. It's good stuff. It hits all the marks. That looks like it's pretty much ready. I'm going to plate it up and then throw a little garnish on there. So you can plate this just like you plate pasta. I use tongs and kind of work my way in the middle of the bowl and build it nice and high. Nice presentation. And then a little bit more of that Parmesan on top. And I always like to add a little bit of fresh parsley. Nice palate cleanser. So, there we have buffalo, cauliflower, spaghetti squash, mac and cheese. I hope everybody uses it.
That looks delicious. Looks so good.
So that's the demo. We can move into the bar area, and just because of sound, I'll be able to hear better if there's any questions. And Maureen can start working on a drink as well. If you'd like to do that, okay?
So if anybody has questions, you can use the raise the hand function in the chat area. There's a little dot and you can raise your hand and you'll pop up so I can unmute you. And if, or you can put it into there.
Okay.
Angela, you just need to unmute.
So I have a quick question. What can we use instead of heavy cream? Or is that required?
Are you looking to omit the dairy altogether, or just?
I can have some dairy, just not all that heavy cream.
Well, I've done this dish with a combination of deglazing with white wine and using a vegetable stock. You don't get the same, obviously, you don't get the same texture. In that particular case, you might want to lighten up the mozzarella as well. But the Parmesan should hold up. If the hard cheese is okay for your diet, then that should cling to the spaghetti squash nicely. The flavor might be a little different, but that buffalo sauce will still come through nicely. And all that should come together.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Patty, you have a question?
Yeah, hey, Tom. It's Patty. Bob hoped that he could be here, but he had to run an errand. But are you going to have that on the menu tonight? Because if you are, we'll be down.
It certainly is.
Yay! See you tonight.
Oh, see you tonight. Thank you so much.
Patty, we'll just leave your gift card with them and you just get it then, okay? And you can use it for tonight's dinner.
That works
There you
for us.
go, great, right?
I wanted to donate
Matter
that
of
to
fact, let's
somebody.
leave them all here.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's a better idea. And I was hoping to donate it to somebody, Heather. So I know I purchased 2 tickets, so I want to pay it forward, and I'm happy to do that. So Tom, you can decide who you want to give it to. The food bank, I don't care. I just would prefer that it go to somebody.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I'm super happy to be able to help you guys out too. So,
Hi, Patty.
hey, Maureen.
How are you? Nice to see you.
So, pay it forward in any way that you want, or Heather, you can do that. I just super happy that you're doing this. So thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Patty. Anybody else have questions? Just
We can have Maureen make a cocktail, and then we'll come up with some more questions in the meantime. All right, we can fire away.
Ed, you just have to unmute yourself.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Maureen.
Hi.
It's Mom. I just wanted to know, I'd like to make that dish for Thanksgiving side. And I just want to know how far in advance you could recommend. You know how I always like to do things in advance. What would you recommend? Like, could I do it in the morning of? Or
We actually made it for a small gathering last weekend, and I made it the night before and cooled it down properly. I think it's always best if you have the spaghetti squash ready and all the components ready, and you put it together a la minute, as they say, it's always going to be better. If that doesn't work for you, a couple hours ahead of time is fine.
Okay, that sounds good. I like the way you did it in advance. I could see that, you know, you had it close.
Anytime you refrigerate a cream and cheese sauce and then you try to reheat it, it does become a little difficult and compromises the integrity of the dish. So if you could do the components separately and have them prepared and then put it together almost to heat, you know what I'm saying?
That works for me. Thank
you. It might be
you.
better.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Do you need a reservation at your restaurant?
We recommend reservations, as the outdoor seating does fill up quite quickly these days. Indoor seating, if it's something you're open to, is typically available. But if you're really looking for outdoor seating, we really recommend the reservation.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have any tonight?
Yes,
Awesome.
we're open tonight.
Awesome.
Hey, Tom.
Hello.
Question is kind of silly, but when I used to do the spaghetti squash, I used to de-seed it first. Is there a reason to keep it in there when you put it in the oven? Is it or gonna?
It comes out so easy when you roast it. For me, it's
Okay.
I half them all, put them in the hotel pan. So we're roasting probably 6 at a time, so 12 halves.
Yeah.
So once it's cooled down, like I said, you just throw a glove on. I can scoop, go right along.
Okay.
I think it always tastes better when somebody else makes it, so that's why we go out.
I can agree with that.
Anybody else? You just raise your hand again or do it in the chat, but I think we'll go on to the delicious Harvestini.
Oh yes.
We always like a drink.
Right.
So
Without further ado, my lovely wife Maureen.
So we're gonna do a little twist on a Cosmo, like a little fall flavors. And it's called the Harvestini. Jeez, there we go. On the bar. Okay, so it's a martini, so we're gonna cool the glass down just to keep it nice and cold. So I put a little ice in there, some water to start. Can you all see me? Yes. I don't know, there's like something on the screen.
We can see you, but we can't see what.
You can't see what I'm making. Okay. So it's got cranberry vodka in it, which Tom makes here and infuses it. But if you don't do that at home, you can get whatever cranberry vodka you like or any kind of flavored vodka, pomegranate or something like that would work well too. And you're gonna do 2 ounces of this. So I'm gonna take a shaker and fill it up with ice. I'm gonna do 2 ounces of the cranberry vodka. Going to do 1 ounce of a pear liqueur. You can just get this at the liquor store. Just like a sweet flavored pear liqueur. And we're gonna do 1 ounce of apple cider vinegar. Oh, sorry, apple cider, not apple cider vinegar. And a squeeze of lime. It's just gonna give it that little brightness it needs. I'm just gonna give it a shake. Anything with sugars or juices, you really want to give it a good shake, like a margarita or a Cosmo. Anything with just plain spirits, you don't have to shake that because you don't want to water it down too much. Although the martinis, a lot of times people like I like a really icy cold martini, so that can be the exception. But usually anything with sugary juices, anything like that, you want to give it a good shake. And then if you don't want to water down the drink too much, if it has rocks in it, like a margarita, I will end up straining it over fresh rocks so you still have that coldness of the drink and it doesn't water it down too much. So I'm gonna take my martini glass. I got some nice little sliced cranberries here. Put a few of those in there. Then you're just going to strain it. Here, I'll just show you the glass.
Beautiful. Good enough to drink.
Yeah, yeah.
Cheers.
What time do you open?
12 o'clock. Noon every Tuesday through Saturday. So yeah, try that. It's delicious. It's got a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of tartness. It's a deceivingly delicious cocktail.
How did you come up with the name of your restaurant?
After our daughter, Olivia. We call her Liv a lot. So we kind of did a play on words, live, enjoy life, and live our daughter.
Oh.
Do you have a favorite dish to make? Or do you like, is it like a child, like you just don't have a favorite because you love them all equally?
Yeah, each menu, this is probably the fifth rewrite in almost, I don't know, it's only been like 14, 15 months, but we just kind of infuse new dishes into the menu time and time again. And I guess this menu, I would say the tuna Napoleon is probably my favorite. That's, it's very popular. I like raw food, and it's a pretty simple dish, but we're using some different ingredient here. And actually, my sous chef, Zach Prifty, created this dish for us. And he brought to us the use of the Malagna root, which it's a starchy potato-like root used in a lot of South American and African cuisine. What we do is we peel it and slice it really thin and then deep fry it in a gluten-free fryer. So now you have this Napoleon that's like a nacho almost, but instead of having a gluten chip, it's this gluten-free Malagna root chip. And we just stack it like a Napoleon style. And it's got, so diced tuna, sesame, wasabi, like we make like wasabi aioli, pineapple, cucumber, red onion. It's a really, really nice dish.
It's a beautiful dish too. I went there to take some photos for our Eat South Shore website and everything. And the menu for the fall is so beautiful and delicious. And one of the things was the beet salad. And you put something very interesting in the apple vinaigrette. Will you say what it is, or is that secret?
Oh, trade secret. No, we were trying to think of what's a good way to make an apple vinaigrette, not just use apple cider vinegar. And, the typical vinaigrette is built with garlic, Dijon, olive oil, some kind of vinegar. Instead of, maybe using that as a base, but I found it was a gluten-free, organic apple pie filling. And I said, you know what? Can't hurt to try it. So a couple spoonfuls of that go in there and you spin it up and it's like apple pie vinaigrette, really. It's very interesting. But thank you for remembering that.
Oh yeah, of course. And the calamari dish too, I have to say, is I really wanted to eat the whole thing, but I controlled myself. It is so different. It has this Asian spin on it. It has roasted veggies. It is so good. And I'm so happy that you decided to do this and introduce yourself to more people, and that these people will get their gift cards and be able to come in there and support you some more. Or if you're a Patty, you just give it away, which is very lovely. So does anybody else have any more questions for Tom or Maureen?
Can you put me on the reservations tonight?
I sure can. How many?
How about 4?
What time?
6:30.
4 at 6:30. And your name?
Kim McDonald.
McDonald, 4 at 6:30 this evening. All set.
We love it. Love that. That's so great.
Well, we're people pleasers. We're trying to please people.
I think that's it.
I have another question. Sorry. I haven't even had a chance to look at your menu. So can you tell me what kind of cuisine you serve, and what some of your specialties are?
Well, we consider it New American. We spin the globe and just put our finger down and try to create a dish from wherever that finger lands. We're using local, we're using organics, we're using all naturals. That's the basis of who we are, really. The local piece is great because I think I didn't realize, it was a big learning experience for me because I didn't realize how much we can source from local farms, even right in the South Shore. And it's been great. We have a relationship with a nice farm called Little's Creek Farm in Marshfield. And we have organic duck eggs we get from them every week. And when they're growing, they have a vegetable garden as well. And actually, the vegetable garden's closing up. It's coming to that time of year. And Bert from Little's Creek, he dropped off a big box cornucopia of all kinds of stuff, and we're making specials with it today, and I'm very excited.
Awesome. Thank you. Heather, could you throw another $10 gift card in my thing and add on to me so I can gift one of my gift a gift card? Oh, God, I can't even speak.
Yes, absolutely. We will do that today. No problem.
I'm starting my Christmas shopping early.
That's what we're here for.
Everybody I know needs to eat.
Exactly. And this is to really highlight our restaurants and the things that they're doing. And obviously everybody knows it's a tough time for them. And so I think, by being able to do this and really show and get it to know the chefs in the area, hopefully that'll encourage you to go out to eat, get takeout, whatever it is, buy gift cards for other people, whatever it is, to make sure that they can continue to be in business. So Kim has her new grandbaby, so she wants to show that
I
off.
do. I just want
Charlie?
Oh, how cute.
Oh,
This is Charlie Ann.
oh, so sweet.
Amazing.
Charlie, short for something?
No.
Oh, so it's Charlie. Okay. She sounds a little disappointed with that.
She's adorable.
I know.
Congratulations
Thank you. Thank you.
to you, Michaela. Yeah.
She's visiting for the day. I'm so excited.
The dog's even more excited. Well, thank you. This is awesome. I'm glad to learn about your restaurant. I never heard of it before, and I
Thank you
was
so much.
super excited to be able to make mac and cheese. It's my favorite dish in the world. So I'm going to make it with spaghetti squash. I'm so excited.
Great.
I have almost everything I need in the house, so this is amazing. I'm excited. This is my Sunday cooking. I'll be cooking it on Sunday. I'm excited. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you so
Tom.
much
Thank
for having us on.
Thank you guys. See you soon.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tom.
So much. See you later on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.
I wanted to say this was a really fun addition to remote learning.
I agree.
My kids love joining in. The granola bars are not gonna pass today. I can tell you that much after that. And I don't know what ingredients I'm gonna find around the house for the drinks, but it all sounds great. It was really fun. I hope you guys can do more of these things because it really is just such a great way to connect. So.
Thanks for joining
Thank
us,
you.
Kathleen.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.